Mizzah, it's the show about Mizzah Tee. It's the show about Mizzah Tee. What's up, game boys and girls? Big T here, back with another video, and this one is a sad one. As we all know, there's been some recent kerfuffles about certain retailers ending their sale of physical media. I believe it started with Best Buy, and then I think Walmart also said something a little bit later about it. Although I'm a little confused because I've heard reports that they're just talking about DVDs. But regardless of that, doesn't really matter. We know it's coming. Been talking about this over the years, for the past few years, that this is going to be a thing. So, yeah, you guys know I like physical media. Look behind me here. You can see I got games all over the place. I like having physical media because it's an ownership thing. It's like, oh, this is something that I have physically. I own it. It can't be taken away from me. Can't disappear on a hard drive. It can't be taken off from a server. It's here. As long as it works, it's here. And that's the cool thing. So I have some stuff here to represent that. I actually put this in because I am doing this video at some point now, very soon, on Jet Force Gemini, one of my favorite games ever, especially in the N64. And then recently, well, they've been doing this for a while, but as you can see, this is the lighting is a little bright there. Let's see if I can, there you go. So you can see limited run there. This looks like what the N64 used to do. It looks like an N64 cart. It is an N64 cart. This is a reproduction of this game, which is astronomical in price on the N64. So it's very cool that they put this stuff out. I like to see them do this more with the expensive games that are out there. Just reissue the game. Somebody has the rights to it. Reissue. This is Team 17. They do a lot of new stuff. I think they're the guys who did what's that Sonic? I can't think of the name of that game. The one that's like, it's Sonic like. It's I think it has 2 games. Anyway, doesn't matter. But yeah, this is very cool, that limited run. I know they get a lot of crap. I'm not really sure why, other than the fact that it takes forever sometimes to get your game. I'm mostly fine with that because I already have bought the game itself digitally. I like to have the physical copy, so I'll also get the limited run version, or whoever doing it super rare, and I'll just put that away once it comes. So it's not like I'm waiting on this to play the game. I already have the game. I just want a physical copy of it, so it's important to me. But yeah, they do multiple. I'll just drop something here. Multiple like special editions and stuff. These are 2 of my favorite ones. The Streets of Rage 4 one. I feel like sometimes there's other companies that will release the game physically later. I think that happened with Streets of Rage. I'm not sure. Scott Pilgrim, obviously, also. And these are both like the deluxe crazy editions or whatever. But I like those. A lot of cool little doodads in it. Physical doodads. It's cool to have that stuff. But oh yeah, one more thing I wanted to show. There's a whole influx right now of like handhelds, emulation handhelds and whatnot going on, along with the PC handhelds like the Steam Deck and the ROG Ally and the upcoming Lenovo Legion Go. But this is the Evercade XP, which is a handheld that you can actually hook up to your TV if you want. Also, it has a video out, but it has physical carts, and it's like compilations of games on those physical carts. I don't think I have them in here. I think I took them out. Let's take this out. Let's open this up real quick. Yeah, so there's the system itself, and you can get like retro games physically on compilation carts, which are very cheap. I think they're like $20 each. And a lot of times you get like 6 to 8 games or whatever on them sometimes. So it's very cool. And that's another reason I like to have that kind of a handheld over other ones. But I'll still have those because of the convenience. I understand the convenience with digital I understand that wholeheartedly. It's just the one thing is that that convenience comes at a price. You lose your ownership, and we always what happened with PC games are no longer physical at all. And for the most part, that physical disc is it's a security code. It's a what do you call it? Like I said, security code. Basically, you put it in, and it verifies that you have a legitimate copy. But there's other ways to do that now. But at the end of the day, emulation is going to happen. And on the worst side, piracy is going to happen. There's really no way around that. Sounds like a squirrel or something. There's no way around it, so you're not going to completely fight it. But these companies would love to have a digital only world because they have complete control. They don't have to worry about paying retailers anymore, which I understand, but they will control the price at that point. And that's another reason I like physical games, because it keeps these companies honest. It keeps them from price gouging. Because if you have used copies out there, they have an incentive to to sell you games on sale and whatnot, stuff like that. Without that, you lose a lot of that incentive. Will they still, do sales? Of course they will. Steam does sales, and they've been digital only forever. They do really good sales, but I think most companies are not going to do that. They're not going to give you too good of sales if they don't really have to. They don't have the competition of physical games. And here it is. I'm fine with people having no problem, or some people have no problem with the physical future, or non-physical future. I understand that the convenience of it. I understand all that stuff, right? I get that. It's definitely convenient. Look, one of my favorite gaming consoles right now, and I guess I'm calling it a console, is the Steam Deck. Now, obviously, this is digital only. It is very convenient to have. What do I have downloaded on here? 200 games or something. Download it directly to the system, not having to change anything out. Just pop and go to what you want. I have no problem with physical only or digital only. It's convenient for me. Like, I can play that, and I can still buy the physical copy and put that away and still have that ownership. That's what I like about the Steam Deck. I get the convenience, but I also can still keep a sealed copy if I want, as a collector, which is a very cool thing. And I do that all the time. My issue is with people who are it seems like they're vehemently against physical media, and they have an issue, like there's something weird about people who care about having physical games. People my age and older don't feel that way, I seem. But I say if you go to like maybe 10 years younger than me or younger, and it's not everybody, I'm just saying on a whole, obviously some young people love their physical games, or some younger people do, but there's something, it's almost weird where it's like they feel like there's something wrong with people wanting to have physical games, as if they have, like, what is your benefit other than the convenience? What is your benefit as a consumer to having an all digital future? Nothing. There's no benefit. Anything, like I said, you're losing benefits. For one, games are $70 now, for the most part, new games, and physical or digital. Why is that the case? Why is a digital copy the same cost as a physical copy when you're paying a retailer to put it on a shelf, and you're paying trucks to ship it, and you're putting it in a package that costs money, you're putting it in plastic and cardboard or whatever materials that go into the packaging? Why is that not more expensive than the digital version? No, they charge the same for everything, and this is part of what I'm talking about here. I have no incentive other than the convenience, and that is a relative thing, to have a physical game, or a digital game only. There's nothing. So I just don't understand. It's almost vitriolic. It's almost like they think it's weird for people to still cling to their, their physical games. And I'm like, well, you want to give up all your power. I don't want to do that. I don't want to give up my incentives, my power, to where I actually have ownership of something. Because your hard drive breaks down and they decide, oh, this game is discontinued. It's not on the server anywhere. You're screwed. I can still pop my disc in, and I don't have to worry about what they do over there. Like all these people, people getting upset about these storefronts shutting down, these online storefronts shutting down. A lot of that has to do with the fact that the games aren't sold anywhere else or sold anymore. But if you have a physical copy of it, that anxiety goes away for the most part. It still will be somewhat there, but we'll at least know I have a physical copy of this thing. And so that's why you see when games start to get delisted, people flock and the prices jump up for the physical copy of that game, because we know how these companies do. They're not trustworthy when it comes to preservation of the game, and they're not trustworthy when it comes to giving you a good value later on. There's nothing out there to stop these companies from saying $70, boom, no matter what year it is, $70 forever. But because of physical games, you can do that. Because of the used game market, you can't force somebody to buy something. This is the only way you can buy it, so you're stuck. And that's just the future. Hopefully, these companies won't be as greedy. They're still going to be greedy, though. Believe it. When they have complete control, you never want somebody to have complete control of something, because usually that power will corrupt them, because power corrupts, and that's what it just does. So hopefully, this looming future of physical media isn't as dystopian as I foresee it being. Because we've had, it happened with music. We've had it happen with movies. Well, not really. It's getting closer to happening with movies, but it's happened with music. And there's still physical versions of stuff. As long as that's the case with games, which I don't feel like it will be. As long as that's the case, where you can still find that physical thing if you want it somewhere, I'm cool, because that's what I'll seek out. And that's why I look, I'm happy for companies like Limited Run, because they will go out of their way to make a physical copy of something that wasn't going to get a physical copy. Sometimes it does without Limited Run. Sometimes it does, or companies like Limited Run, like I said, like Super Rare. But sometimes, Limited Run is the only version of that game physically, or Super Rare is the only version of that game physically. So as long as there's companies like them still around, but the problem is they don't service every game. They're not making every game. Will they ramp up to where they can serve that situation, or will other companies pop up? That would be great too. That way, the burden is not all on Super Rare and Limited Run and other companies like them. Hopefully, if that's the future, somebody will come and step in. But at some point, these consoles won't have a physical disc, physical disc drive to even take a physical copy. So what do you do then? That's where it's different from music. There will always be music players, and most likely music players that take certain media like discs or records, and vinyl still around. But that probably won't happen with video games. We'll probably just be screwed, and there will be no more physical copies. So we'll see what happens. But that's my video. Sad future for physical games. I mean, we all know it's happening. We all know it's coming. But But it's not just a sad future for physical games. It's a sad future for history, because that sounds weird. A future for history. It's a sad future for history because at some point we won't be making anything physical anymore. It'll all be digital. And when history, whatever happens, a great calamity that happens befalls the earth, what physical thing will still be around that people will know that we did these certain things? This is what our society was like. This is how we existed. If everything is in the cloud, the cloud's gone, how can you say what we were about, what we were doing? I don't know. But that's it for this video. Let me know what you guys think. Do you care? I always say that. It seems like I say that a lot. Do you care? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you again for watching and listening, and I'll see you fools next time. Peace out.